Ladies, let me break it down for you today. If you're trying to love a man, truly love him, not just be around him, not just exist beside him, there are 8 things he needs from you. These aren't luxuries, these are the essentials. See, a good man isn't asking for the world, but he is asking for what keeps him grounded, driven, and loved. If there's one thing every man needs, no, craves, from the woman in his life, it's respect. I ain't talking about just being polite or saying yes, sir, and no, sir. I'm talking about a deep, soul-level respect that says, I see you, I value who you are, I believe in what you bring to the table. See, you got to understand something about men. We are wired to protect, to provide, to lead, but we only step fully into that role when we feel like our woman trusts us in it. Respect isn't just a nice little bonus in a relationship, it's the fuel that keeps a man running. It's like oxygen to us. And when a man doesn't feel respected, he starts to shut down. He'll go silent. He'll pull away. He'll stop trying, not because he doesn't love you, but because somewhere deep down, he feels like he's already lost. Do you ever wonder why some men can go out into the world and fight every battle, come home exhausted, and still find the strength to lead their family? It ain't because they're Superman. It's because the woman beside them makes them feel like they're worth it. She builds him up with her words, not tears him down. She lets him know that even when he stumbles, she still sees the king in him. That kind of respect, it does something powerful to a man. It makes him want to go harder. It makes him feel like he's not just out here grinding for himself, but for the woman who believes in him like no one else ever has. And let's be real, every man has insecurities. I don't care how much money he makes, how tough he looks, how many people know his name. Every man has moments of doubt. Moments where he questions if he's doing enough, if he's being enough. And in those moments, your respect is his anchor. Your belief in him, even when he doesn't believe in himself. That's what brings him back. You ain't got to lie to him or stroke his ego with fake flattery. Just acknowledge what he does do. Speak life into what he can do. When he hears that from you, not from his boys, not from his mama, not from his boss, but from you, it hits different. It cuts through the noise of the world and gets straight to his heart. But here's the flip side. Disrespect can do more damage than you realize. The way you talk to him when you're angry, the way you cut him down in front of people, the way you dismiss his opinions like they don't matter, that stuff doesn't just roll off a man's back. It builds up. And over time, it eats away at him. See, a man may not say it out loud, but he keeps score. He remembers how you made him feel when he was vulnerable. He remembers whether you had his back when things got rough. And if all he hears is criticism, if all he feels is judgment, he'll either shut down or start looking for respect somewhere else. That's not an excuse, it's a warning. Because no man wants to stay in a place where he constantly feels like he's not enough. Now, some women say, well, I'll respect him when he earns it. And I get that. Respect goes both ways. But let me ask you this. Do you want a man who has to prove himself to you constantly just to be treated right? Or do you want a man who grows into his greatness because you saw it in him before he even did? Sometimes respect has to come first. Sometimes your faith in him is the very thing that pulls the best out of him. I'm not saying settle for less or tolerate bad behavior, but don't wait for perfection to show him you believe in him. Respect isn't about perfection, it's about potential. And ladies, don't underestimate how you say things. Tone matters, delivery matters. A man will remember how you made him feel more than what you actually said. You can tell him the truth, hard truth even, but if you say it with love, with grace, with the kind of tone that says, I want to build you, not break you, he'll receive it differently. He'll grow from it. But if every correction sounds like condemnation, he'll stop listening and tune out, not because he doesn't care, but because he's tired of feeling small in a place where he should feel safe. Let me tell you something. A man will go to war for the woman who respects him. He'll go out into the world, get beat up, knocked down, come home with nothing left, and still find the strength to rise again if he knows his woman sees him as a man worth fighting for. Respect don't cost a thing, but it's worth everything. Speak life to your man, not just with your words, but with your actions. Let him know you see him, you honor him, and you believe in him. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Because when a man is respected, he becomes unstoppable. Support. That right there is one of the most powerful things a woman can give a man, and I mean real support. Not just the kind where you say, I'm here for you when things are easy and comfortable. I'm talking about that day one, backbone, rocking the storm type of support. The kind that shows up when the lights go out, when the bills are late, when his confidence is shaky, and when the world is telling him he's not enough. That's the kind of support every man needs, but not every man gets. See, when a man is trying to build something, whether it's a career, a business, a dream, or even just a better version of himself, he is constantly under pressure. He's battling doubt, stress, fear of failure, and expectations from society, from himself, maybe from you too. And in the middle of all that, when he looks to the woman in his life, he's hoping to find a safe space. A place where he doesn't have to explain every little thing. A place where he can lay down his armor. Because let me tell you, out in that world, he's got to wear a mask. He's got to be strong even when he's tired, confident even when he's unsure. But when he comes home, when he's with you, he wants to be able to just be. And that only happens when he knows you support him. Support ain't just words, it's energy. It's your presence. It's how you listen when he talks about that crazy idea that nobody else believes in. It's how you sit next to him on the couch when he's stressed and say, I got you. Whatever happens, we'll figure it out together. It's the little things. Checking in, encouraging him, praying for him, reminding him who he is when he forgets. Those moments may seem small, but to a man, they are everything. Because in those quiet moments, he feels seen. He feels chosen. He feels like he's not in this thing alone. Let me tell you something a lot of women don't realize. Men don't always ask for help. We were raised to be tough, to handle our problems, to carry weight, even when it's crushing us. So no, your man might not sit down and tell you, babe, I'm scared. I feel lost. I need you right now. He might not have the words, but you'll see it in his eyes. You'll hear it in the silence. And if you really know your man, if you really love your man, you'll recognize that moment, and that's when you step in. Not to fix it, but to remind him he's not broken, to remind him that what he's going through doesn't define him. You support him just by standing next to him, not running away when it gets hard. Have you ever seen a man come alive just because his woman believed in him? It's real. A man can be out here losing every battle, getting rejected, struggling, but when his woman says, I still believe in you, it lights something up inside of him. It gives him the strength to keep going. You can give a man a $100 gift and he'll appreciate it. But tell him, I'm proud of you, and you just gave him something he'll carry for the rest of his life. That's the power of support. It's emotional fuel. It tells him that no matter what, he's worth betting on. But let me keep it real. Support ain't just about standing beside him when he's on top. It's about being there when he hits bottom too. Can you love him when he's broke, not just when he's balling? Can you stand by him when he's confused and questioning everything, not just when he's confident and shining? That's when real support shows up, and when a man sees that kind of loyalty, that kind of faith, he won't forget it. That's the kind of woman he fights for. That's the kind of woman he builds with, because now it ain't just about him. It's about y'all. You supported him when nobody else saw the vision, and now he wants to give you everything. Let me tell you something else, though. Support doesn't mean babysitting. You're not his mother. You're not supposed to coddle him or enable laziness, but there's a difference between pushing a man and tearing him down. You can challenge him with love. You can say, I believe in you, but you got to step up. You can hold him accountable while still holding his heart. That's support too. Supporting his growth, not just his comfort. At the end of the day, support is love in action. It's consistency. It's showing up. It's being that voice in his corner that never wavers. Every man needs that. Every man wants that, even if he doesn't know how to say it. And when he gets it, when he really feels it, you ain't never got to beg that man for effort, for loyalty, for love. Because once he knows you're with him, truly with him, there ain't nothing he won't do to rise up for you. Let's talk about affection and intimacy, because this right here is where a lot of people get it twisted. When I say men need intimacy, most folks jump straight to sex. And yes, sex is part of it. Let's not pretend it's not important. But for a man, intimacy runs deeper than just the physical. It's about connection. It's about closeness. It's about feeling wanted, desired, and safe in the arms of the woman he loves. You'd be surprised how many men go through life starved for affection, not just sex, but real, intentional, meaningful touch and presence. That stuff feeds a man's soul in ways he doesn't even know how to ask for. Now listen, men might not express it the way women do. We don't always say, I need a hug or I feel disconnected. We don't sit down and talk about emotional distance. But just because we don't talk about it doesn't mean we don't feel it. And when a man starts feeling like his woman doesn't want him, not physically, not emotionally, it chips away at him. A man wants to feel chosen, not tolerated, not just there, chosen, desired. And the way a woman shows that through affection, through the little things that tell him, I don't just love you, I want you. It could be something as simple as putting your hand on his neck while he's driving. It could be cuddling on the couch while y'all watch TV. It could be you walking by and giving him a kiss on the cheek for no reason other than just because. Those little moments of warmth mean more to a man than you can imagine. It reminds him that he's not just a provider, not just the guy who takes out the trash or pays the bills. He's your man, still. And you still see him, touch him, love him, like that's exactly what he is. A lot of men start to shut down emotionally when affection disappears from the relationship. It starts slow. Maybe you used to hug more. Maybe you used to sit close at dinner or hold hands in public. But over time, life gets busy. Stress takes over. The intimacy starts to fade. And when it fades, the man starts to feel like something's missing, even if he doesn't know how to say it. He starts wondering if he's still attractive to you, if you still care, if he still excites you. And once that doubt creeps in, it gets real hard for him to open up. He might stop trying, not because he doesn't love you, but because he's trying to protect himself from feeling unwanted. That's why intimacy matters so much. It's not about being physical just to meet a need. It's about maintaining that emotional glue that keeps you two connected. A relationship without intimacy becomes a partnership, a roommate situation, a business agreement. But a relationship with affection, that's when it becomes a bond. That's when you're not just building a life together, you're building love together. Every day, brick by brick, moment by moment. And yes, sex is a major part of that bond. Let's not sugarcoat it. A man needs physical connection. It's how he feels close. It's how he feels validated, respected, even loved. But let me be clear. He doesn't just want sex. He wants passion. He wants to feel like you want him. He wants to feel your energy, your presence. He doesn't want it out of obligation. He wants it out of desire. Because when a man feels desired by his woman, when he knows she still gets excited to touch him, to kiss him, to be close to him, it does something powerful to his confidence. It lifts him. It centers him. It makes him feel like he can go out into the world and conquer anything because the woman he comes home to sees him as a king. But let me also say this, affection is a two-way street. You can't expect to just show up and say, here's some intimacy, and think that's the end of the conversation. A man needs emotional safety to be vulnerable too. He needs to feel like he can lay his head on your chest and not be judged. He needs to be able to talk to you about what's going on in his mind without feeling like he's weak or soft. And when you give him that space, when your touch says, you're safe here, and your presence says, you're still everything to me, that's when intimacy becomes real. That's when it becomes more than physical. It becomes sacred. So don't underestimate the power of touch. Don't dismiss the importance of small, affectionate moments. They are the heartbeat of a relationship. They remind a man that even in the chaos of life, he still belongs somewhere, and not just anywhere. He belongs in the heart, the hands, and the arms of a woman who doesn't just love him, but cherishes him. When a man gets that kind of affection, when he feels that kind of intimacy, he'll give you everything he's got. Because now he knows that with you, he's not just seen, he's home. Let me tell you something's real simple, but so often overlooked. Every man needs to feel appreciated. It might sound small, like just saying thank you here and there, but to a man, appreciation is oxygen. It's life-giving. It keeps him going when he's tired. It pushes him to do more when he's already doing everything he can, and it makes him feel like he matters, not just for what he does, but for who he is. See, men are built to provide, to protect, to take care of things. And when they do those things, they don't always want a parade or a trophy. But what they do want, what they need, is for it to be seen, noticed, respected, acknowledged. That's what appreciation does. A lot of women think, well, he's supposed to do that. He's the man, isn't he? And yes, he is. But that doesn't mean he doesn't need to hear that he's doing a good job, that he's valued, that his effort matters. You'd be shocked how far a simple, I see how hard you're working and I really appreciate it goes. That one sentence can change his whole day. It can lift the weight off his shoulders because now he knows he's not invisible. He knows that what he's doing for the relationship, the family, or even just for himself is not going unnoticed. Let me break this down. A man might get up every morning, go out there, work 10, 12 hours, deal with stress and pressure all day long. Then he comes home and tries to be present, tries to show up as a partner, a father, a friend, and sometimes he's exhausted, but he still shows up. And when all of that effort is met with silence or worse, complaints, it starts to wear on him. It starts to make him feel like no matter what he does, it's never enough. That's when men start to pull away. That's when they stop trying, not because they don't care, but because they feel like it doesn't even matter. Now, I'm not saying a woman should ignore her own needs or never speak up about what's wrong. Communication goes both ways. But what I am saying is this: if all your man ever hears is what he's not doing, what he's falling short on, or what you're unhappy about, he's going to start thinking he can't win with you. And once a man feels like he can't win, he'll stop playing the game altogether.